Yo guys, I've got a spark which I'm going to use to ignite the fire for a brand new episode of the Skylanders carryon Locke here on the channel. We are going to be starting off this episode here in Telescope Towers, and then we're going to be making our way afterwards to Mystic Mill, where obviously after that level is completed we will be concluding the episode there. So in other words, we're playing through Chapter 8 and Chapter 9 in this episode of the trap team portion of the Skylanders carryon Locke here on the channel. And the funniest thing is that despite the fact that we're finishing with level 9 as opposed to level 8, that means that we are going to be finishing on a way more climactic note, because Dreamcatcher is such a fucking joke that Chapter 9 is actually way more difficult. Like, not even Dr. Crankcase, it's Krankenstien who I'm talking about here. Krankenstien, who I get mixed up with Dr. Crankcase on a name basis very frequently because of how similar the names are. But case in point, Krankenstien is a much harder boss fight than what Dreamcatcher is. I'm far more terrified of Krankenstien than I am Dreamcatcher. So yes, that is what makes Mystic Mill for way more climactic level to end off on, despite the fact that this is a Doom Raider level. And then after this, every single episode after this also ends on a Doom Raider boss fight. Because next episode ends on Dr. Crankcase, then the episode after that ends on Wolfgang, the episode after that ends on Typhon Crow, who isn't a Doom Raider, but it's still a pretty climactic fight to end off that particular episode with. Then the episode after that will end with Golden Queen, the episode after that will end with Luminous, which is another boss fight I'm actually dreading, because Luminous is pretty tough, especially on Nightmare. And beforehand we'll have Nightshade as well, because we're going to be playing for Nightmare, for Midnight Museum even, and for Sun's Great Spire. We're going to play them back to back. And the episode after that we have obviously Nightmare Express and Mirror of Mystery, meaning that Mirror of Mystery is actually going to be the most anticlimactic end to like any episode ever, because it ends in a turret section, which is really frustrating because it's such a lackluster way to end off like a really cool level. At least in terms of concept, like level and execution isn't very good, but its concept alone is enough to deem it as a decent level. That being said, let's swap out for a little bit of Whamshell as the water element has popped up, and I must swap out to a Skylander corresponding to the current element of the area. I cannot swap out until the element of the area has changed once more. And this is just about the only scenario in the game where I have faith that Whamshell can survive. Especially if he's going to level up. That is particularly useful. Boom, boom, shake room. Yeah, there we go. Oh, I didn't know that stunned. That's very useful with its stunning capabilities right there. Boom! Okay, finally finish everything off, and just like that, Whamshell can continue playing through Telescope Towers over here. His original version, that is, because we did tragically lose his Light Core iteration earlier on in the Swap Force portion of the carryon Locke. By some miracle, though, the original version made it through Giants, which is the only reason as to why he's available here. Because only when the original version of the Skylanders is defeated in battle are they classed as dead and cannot be used again throughout the remainder of the series. Man, the rules are such a mouthful. I wonder what happens here if you jump down before you've jumped on the buttons enough times. Like, obviously there's that gate there, so you just soft lock because obviously you can't get past the gate, but then you can't push these into place because you haven't pushed on the button enough times. That's kind of experimentation that I really wish I had the planning ahead of time to actually fulfill upon, because that would make this episode a lot more interesting. Experimentation like that, stuff you don't usually see, because obviously we see the puzzle done correctly like a billion times. We've seen it done a billion times before now. It's why I skip certain sections of games, stuff like the turret sections I'm skipping, because we've seen those sections time and time again. It's just way more fast-paced to cut to the chase and get to the exciting parts of the levels, which is what I'm going to be doing for Mystic Mill as well. We're going to skip out the turret section as well as the like ship sequence. We're just going to skip straight to the exciting stuff. Oh wow, look at that! This fella is asleep, but he's not going to be, not for much longer, because we are cruel. We are a cruel crab humanoid creature who goes around rocking beds, destroying them and causing sleep deprivation for the poor, overworked and underpaid scientists. We are Skylanders, this is what we do, because we are heroes and that's what heroes do. Let's jump on the button. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Button has been jumped upon. And the magic element is stronger here, so let's swap out for a little bit of deja vu. Because we may as well see her now whilst we can, because Elite Spyro is the next magic sign we're going to swap out for when the magic element pops up in the Secret Series of Supreme Stink. After all, he has the best shot at getting through the level unscathed because he'll have to deal with the arena afterwards as well. So yes, why play as Elite Spyro now when we're going to be playing as him again later? I'd much rather play as Deja Vu instead, get some much needed variety up in here. Okay, let's get them out of here. I said, let's get them out of here. So you often forget like how many hits those ice creams seem to be able to tank. Without further ado, I was about to say we're done with the combat here so we can complete the puzzle. Apparently not, we still have more combat to go. And I said more combat, not Mortal Kombat. Though I do think that Deja Vu and Mortal Kombat would be very interesting. I wonder what her fatalities would be. Like, not a fatality being inflicted upon her. I mean, like, how would she brutally finish her enemies? What would that look like? Would she, like, impale them with her staff or something? Would she go back in time and kill their baby versions? You know, make it so they never existed in the first place? Or better yet, go back in time and kill their grandfather? It's not a grandfather paradox then if somebody else kills your grandfather before you. As long as your grandfather isn't one who's killed, then you still exist in order to go back in time and have the grandfather killed. The grandfather who's someone else's grandfather, not your grandfather. Then again, if it's not your grandfather, then who cares if you do the killing or not? Yeah, I'm realising now that this paradox I've stated has confused me. So obviously there's a grandfather paradox where if you go back in time and kill your grandfather, then that means that you were never born, so there's no one to go back in time to kill your grandfather in the first place. It just creates this infinite loop, hence the grandfather paradox. So if you got someone else to kill your grandfather for you, it still creates that paradox because then your grandfather's been killed and they never had the opportunity for you to have been born, so therefore you never would have been able to request from someone to kill your own grandfather. You never would have been around to have made that happen, so to speak. But instead, if you killed someone else's grandfather, then that means that you could have been born to have done it in the first place, so you are still free in the timeline to continue to go back in time and perform said murder. It would just be some other poor souls that, you know, the chain reaction event, the chain reaction sequence of events would unfold upon differently. Like if someone went back in time and killed my grandfather, I wouldn't exist because I would have been born and did in the first place. Born did? I can't speak, okay? And it doesn't help that what I'm speaking about is particularly confusing. So I killed my grandfather. I no longer exist in order to go back in time to kill my grandfather. And also someone else kills my grandfather. I no longer exist to make the request for someone else to kill my grandfather before me. So my grandfather also lives in that scenario and therefore I get to be born. However, I go back in time, I kill someone else's grandfather. Doesn't impact me, it just impacts whoever is next in line in their family chain is what it does. You know, if I killed your grandfather. So watch yourself, I clearly have the means to do so. So if you get my bad side, I might just have to go back in time and kill your grandfather so you never existed in the first place. Make sure you are on my good side. You have been warned. I'm a good guy like that. I do state my warnings out loud ahead of time. That's what good guys do. Anyway, let's continue to take this guy out some more. Yeah, this is what we have gold before. And now it's time for a little bit of overkill against that there broccoli guy. Okay, time for the 6th round. And speaking of overkill, time to take out the Chill Bill as well. And in overtime we win because we're the last one with a stone still remaining on the board. We have defeated Galley. And it's just about one of the only Skylanders Smash games that I haven't skipped over. I said it like I've skipped a lot of Skylanders games. I skipped the tutorial and then I went on ahead and also skipped the one in Mystic Mill because I did you guys a favour doing that. It made those episodes way more fast-paced as a result by not having to see the same things done over and over again. But now that Undead is stronger here, let's swap out for a little bit of Elite Chop Chop because against Elite Chop Chop, Hoodsicle does not stand a chance. Yeah, let's slice and dice, alright. But we've got to be quick across these, because if we're not quick across these, then they fall on us. They fall on us very, very quickly. Okay, there we go. We were quick, so we don't need to worry about falling. Not to our death, because falling in this section is actually relatively punishless. Like, there's not much punishment for falling down. You just kind of like have to restart whatever current section you're on all over again by respawning after the fall. You don't take full damage, unlike in Superchargers. The only game in which you take full damage, and you only take full damage in that game, should you select a difficulty of harder or above. In normal and easy difficulties, you don't even take full damage in Superchargers. It's explicitly something exclusive for the hard difficulty or the nightmare difficulty. And here he comes, the man of the hour himself, Hutzicle, who's probably about to be as much obliterated as his puny little friends were. Look at this is brutal. Okay, let's take him out some more. Ow, that was a lot of damage. Oh, but I have combos. Yeah, take him out. Bone brambles to the face! And again, for good measure, Hutzicle is out here, and that is quite possibly the quickest I've ever seen him defeated in a Locke. Not even Crypt King can defeat him with that much ease and fast-pacedness to it, which I'm pretty sure is a word, but if it isn't, it is now, because I said so. And here we go with more enemies that I'm just going to one-shot kill. I mean, I one-shot them automatically in their bubbles, but even if they did come out of their bubbles, I'm pretty sure it would have been a one-shot kill anyway. So either way, they were dead in one shot, because Chop Chop in his elite form is that brutal right now. Combos for the win, yeah! Okay, let's pop on over again, doing so in the quickest, most fashion possible, because I can't be asked to fall down and then have to respawn and go through that section all over again. I can't be asked to go through all that tyranny. And I bet you can't neither. So for skipping past all of that, and making this episode better as a result, what can I say except you're welcome. Okay, here we go. Let's jump on the button. Why I add if at the end there, I do not know, but here I am, haven't done so anyway. Okay, take out bed number 1, and then we'll do the same for bed number 2. Because whilst they sleep, we are trapped here, but now that they're no longer asleep, we unlock the ability to jump on the button and elevate ourselves further. Plus combos. Combos are an instant win. I do love me a good combo here and there. But now the magic element is back, so it's time to go back to Deja Vu. She is locked in for magic element in this particular level.
Did that just happen?
Yes, it did. Now that I'm placing her onto the Portal of Power again, I'm really feeling a sense of Deja Vu. That was a lot of damage. Not cool, dude. Not cool. That was more damage. So much damage! Let's not kill Deja Vu. The idea is to keep her alive so that then, you know, she can be obliterative and imaginative. She can't do that if she dies here. It doesn't help that this arena is so, like, tight. And there's so many projectiles in this, like, really tight space. Ow. Okay, I'm not dead yet. No, I'm about to be if I'm not careful, and I have to take down Dreamcatcher. If Dreamcatcher defeats Deja Vu, that would be so annoying. Not only would she have taken down one of the best Skylanders, period, but it would have been after I was chatting shit about how easy a boss fight is. So it would be awful on 2 degrees. Luckily for us, we're not dead yet, but we have to be very careful around Painada, because Painada can be pretty brutal himself. I just got messaged by Luke. That notification appeared on my phone, which is my face cam. So at the moment, I can't really act upon it. But I will change that after I'm done with this recording. I can check out upon my notifications. Jax! Stop it, Jack! Stop it! Okay, all we need to do here is be careful and we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Look at this. This is fine. Okay, here we go, we're expanding the black holes. Yeah, here we go, this is more like it. Yeah, Painada ain't got nothing on us. Okay, let's bring out some more of these black hole thingamabobs for good measure. More the merrier. one of the few things in life where less is not more, because more is more. And I love it when more is more rather than less is more. Less is more is a little bit kind of boring compared to more being more, because I prefer more being more. When you say more, I'm expecting more, not for less, to instead be more. Okay, that was a good bit of treasure right there, a good bit of treasure indeed. And that means we gain access to the final bit of level. And Deja Vu is now officially complete and totally maxed out. She can't get any more maxed out than this. That's just how maxed out she is. Yeah, let's pop up there, pop up here, grab the pretzel, the very nutritious pretzel, and you know what, going into the Dreamcatcher boss fight with, what, 400 health? Yeah, it's going to be fine. 400 health is more than enough against Dreamcatcher. I do think 200 was kind of pushing it a little bit, but now that we're back up to 400 again, we should be fine. Keyword here is should. Nothing in life is ever a guarantee. The only thing in life that's a guarantee is death. I know that's depressing, but it's true. What's also depressing is how sore my throat got very suddenly from a moment there. So here we go, more unskippable cutscenes. That's rather frustrating. And in that lighting right there, Deja Vu almost kind of looked a little bit like legendary Deja Vu, not gonna lie. But now she's back to looking like regular Deja Vu all over again. And I'm okay with that because her design is pretty awesome, as is her colour palette. Okay, let's take out the Dreamcatcher, the big bad Dreamcatcher. Nah. I'm not really all that blown away, to be honest. You're kind of like anticlimactic to say the least right now, Deja Vu.
You look a little too comfy standing on that solid ground.
Oh, the bed had to spawn there, didn't it?
Thought I'd fix that for you. Sweet.
Okay, cool. Let's take it down some more. Yeah, the thing that makes this boss fight as easy as it is the fact that she can only be cheesed by doing what it is I'm doing now, but her attacks only ever like get spawned in front of her, so staying anywhere behind her means that you're guaranteed to be in the safe zone like 100% of the time. Those sheep, these tornadoes you keep spawning at us, they got nothing on us because I'm too busy, you know, very, very easily avoiding them.
Out of dream energy.
Okay, let's finish her off whilst she's completely vulnerable to us. She's not even fighting back, she's that pathetic.
No, huh? Well,
Come on, get her quick, Yes! She's out of here! We cheesed the hell out of that boss fight because she's an absolute joke. Let's go. Deja Vu didn't even need to go into the fight with full health. She had only 400 health to spare, and that was more than enough. So now, what we're going to do here is we're going to check out all of the level stars we've earned. Obviously, we get no lives lost, the most important of all of these objectives. And then, with all of that having been attained, I'm going to press this X button, and I will see you in Mystic Mill. Okay, so here we are at the beginning of Mystic Mill, where Earth has popped up, so it must swap out to a Skylander corresponding to the current element of the area. Can't swap out into the element of the area changes once more, and in this case, since it's safe to do so, we're going to be swapping out for our newest most comer. Obviously, he was selected to be added to the Earth element at random, so that's of course going to be Rubble Rouser, who's came in and immediately obliterated everything at sight. But yes, we're choosing him because he's a pretty safe option here. In fact, any of the Earth Skylanders here would have been a safe option, given that it's not a particularly difficult section to get through. Like, Earth in this game has so many busted characters, and yet in this game, Earth doesn't have too many difficult sections behind it. I'm trying to think what the toughest Earth section of the game is, and it's probably one of them in Golden Arcade. Not even Golden Arcade, the Golden Desert, I believe, has an Earth section inside of it. But other than that, I really can't name many Earth sections in this game that are tough. In fact, there just aren't that many frequent Earth sessions, period, in this game. But we're no longer playing through the Earth section. Instead, we now have the Villain section, where I can swap out for any light or dark Skylander of my choice. And in this case, that's going to be none other than Blackout. As I move my butt over a bit, because my butt is getting a little bit sore in the position that it was in, so, you know, it needs to maneuver itself around a little bit to make itself a little bit less impactful, or to make my chair's indentations upon it a little less impactful, I should say. Now, the more it's stretched about, then the better it is for its overall soreness, so to speak. And I find it funny how, obviously, when a Skylander spawns in, for Element, it can be seen below their spawn point, but for Blackout, and for some reason, it's Undead that you can see that spawns below him and carved into the ground, rather than the Dark rather than a dark elemental symbol. Wow, black holes are really broken. Oh, come on, man, just die already. The problem with getting up close and personal with them guys is that when they fire off their projectiles, they land very, very quickly, much sooner than you'd expect, so you have to be careful when fighting up close and personal against them. Okay, there we go, there's one, and I believe that's for a lot of them, I believe so correctly. So now what we've got to do is we've got to head all the way back over here again, because there's a key all the way up here that I'm after. And yeah, just watch out for falling logs along the way, I suppose, as well as projectiles, because apparently falling logs wasn't enough to have to deal with. Yeah, watch out for you. And what we're going to do with that, guys, we're just going to ignore him. We're going to do what the safe thing is to do, and we're going to ignore him. So here we go, we need to construct steps, which obviously is something I couldn't have figured out without the use of that very helpful hint right there. I don't have the brain cells to possibly comprehend what it is I very obviously need to do, not without the game's help, that is. We'd be soft-locked here otherwise. Impossible to advance, with the game's just overall cleverness exceeding that of my my own cleverness. My brain cell count just pales by comparison to the count of brain cells found in Skylanders Trap Team, as my itchy armpit used to itch. First it was my nose, now my armpit. This is what happens when I record in warm temperatures. Like, I have been sweating up over here because it's so hot outside, but I've been enduring it all the same for the sake of all of you. So don't never say I don't do nothing for you. I'm making big sacrifices here. Big. Anyway, the air element is stronger here, so let's go for a little bit of Swarm, actually, because we haven't seen him in a while. In this game, he's a lot better than he is in Sword Force. He goes back to being a lot more fast-paced, and he's maneuverable here. So a character who's maneuverable with projectiles sounds like a good combination for Krankenstein's boss fight, even if Swarm's hitbox is a little bit large, and he's a little bit janky. Ow. Okay, time for one and only appearance of that enemy in the main game. In fact, it might be in the game period. I can't remember if he's in any arenas or not. He's definitely not in the Chaos Doom Challenge neither. And Swarm, I need you to do better. Okay, there we go. Now he's doing better. It annoys me that he doesn't lock onto his enemies though, like he used to. That part isn't as great anymore. Oh, but this is what you have butt attacks for. Yeah, take my butt to the face, suckers. Okay, I don't need to be swarmed up. I do need to either be in flight because that makes me way more maneuverable. Like, seriously, he actually, like, faces away from his enemies. What's the point in that, Swarm? You were facing him a second ago. Yeah, what did he do to this poor character? What did he do to deserve this? Okay, let's get out of the way of him. That would be wise, you'd imagine. And now we are healed back up again, thanks to that food. We could be doing better. I honestly thought the Swarm was better in this game, but it's the same old that we've seen from Swap Force already. Just butchering this character. Oh, but that was nice and powerful. That we love to see. There we go, take him out. Yes, I'm well aware. You do say it every single time. Boom, take him out. Oh yes, that's a good looking orange slice right there. We're desperately need that orange slice too. But now that that's been jimmied open, we can continue on, and we have to be very careful though, because our large hitbox is not going to be doing us any favours. Okay, cool, that's out of here. Yeah, that's it, come closer, my pretty ears. So instead he wins the race, just gotta slowly but surely hack and slash our way at him. Yeah, cool, we got him, and now we're gonna get his little friend too. Yes, take my butt sting to the face! I can't believe the butt sting is becoming the most efficient manner in which to take out these guys. I miss when we honed in on fellas. That was nice when we did that. I remember doing that. Ow, that was some damage right there. Not appreciated, bro. Not at all appreciated. Okay, let's get out of there, use our butt sting to our advantage. Then we can turn around, eventually go into flight mode. Man, this guy's a lot slower than I remember him being. Like, they made Ninjini infinitely better in Trap Team. Why can't Swarm get the same treatment? Oh! But that knockback is busted. Can I do the same for this fella over here? Yes. The answer is yes. There doesn't seem to be food over here by Persephone, which is a shame, because I could really be doing some of that right now. Or better yet, you know, it'd be great if I had a healing ability. Why can't I just pull off a bushwhack, hold the primary attack button, and then just heal for free? That'd be great, but that's clearly asking too much. Okay, here we are, the Pulp Shredder, where we now have Krankenstien, the boss fight in this episode that I have not been looking forward to, and now I'm playing it with a giant-ass hitbox. Hopefully I'll be fine. If not, then I can just swap out for Warnado and then obliterate everything that's left on the screen. But hopefully it doesn't come to that. Okay, get out of the way of these projectiles would be a good plan. Yeah, like literally, it's one thing like not honing in on enemies, but then there's another thing like facing the enemies with your projectiles and then Swarm just purposefully turns away from them. Like that's another thing altogether. Come on, game. You gotta be better than this, bro. You gotta be better than this. I am constantly forgetting that the butt sting also is a thing though. Like enemies, but if at any chance my aim does get off, I at least have the butt stings to make up for it. Boom! That somehow didn't take him out yet. Oh, they're about to face my wrath, though. Boom! Oh, and we didn't take damage to that. That's great. I mean, why would it not be great, right? Of course it's great. There's not anything but... Ow! Oh, that was a lot of damage right there. And then for some reason, something seemed to draw me in over there. I have no idea what was going on, but this is not good. I am not okay here. Oh, but I am well out of range of that fella, so that's good. Okay, time to pull off the ultimate clutch. Let's not have another Riptide moment. Especially since after Swarm there's only one more giant remaining after him, so I want to keep the giants as alive as long as possible. That would be great, that would be fantastic. Okay, why don't you guys die some more? They don't seem to be asking for a lot, but apparently I just am. I just am asking for a lot. Okay, cool, watch out for Dr. Crankcase. Oh, why do I keep calling him Dr. Crankcase, damn it? Stop that. Stop it now. You see, when the attack actually works, it's incredibly brutal against the enemies. That's why I chose this guy. But unfortunately for me, the attack just doesn't ever seem to want to work. Swarm, can you not just freeze on me right now? Freezing is not good. Okay, watch out. Oh my god, he made a B button. Wow, who would have seen that coming? The giant bee making a B button. Okay, cool. I do love how much range our like melee attacks have, or quote-unquote melee attacks have some good range to them. Now that pizza, we're not going to get distracted by it because it's going to do us no good. Crankcase can still defeat us in one hit with or without the pizza. So yeah, definitely best not be distracted by it then. You see, now he's honed in on him just fine. Why wasn't he doing this before? Or... Okay, keep a distance because we can. This is what I have projectiles for. This is another reason why we chose Swarm, because the projectiles are good. So good, in fact, we get through another episode completely unscathed. Wow! The fact that Riptide died at level 4 just kind of proves how worthless the character is. Like, come on. No one else was dying that early in the game. Only Riptide. And we even got a new Skystone from it all. Man, this game is fun. I'm having fun right now, but we are still going to have to draw the episode to an end. It's, as they say, all good things must come to an end. So without further ado, let's roll that outro. Thank you so much for watching through to the end of this video. I deeply appreciate every last one of you, since it's viewers such as yourself which make these videos possible, and I couldn't do it without all of your unwavering support. If you enjoyed what you just saw, you can click on screen now to watch either my most recent video or a video picked out specifically just for you. You can also access the entire playlist for the video you just watched. I'll be seeing you in the next video, but until that moment arises, peace!